What up, gang? This your boy Music 101, and y'all back with another episode of Miss Me with the BS. Make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss a video.
All right, can you hear me? Okay, something is, bro.
He on an Android.
Can you hear me?
He was on an Android.
Yeah.
All right. So we couldn't get you on the video chat, man. I really wanted to
hit the like button on the way in,
talk
please.
Face to face with you digitally, man, and had this conversation with you. But just first off, man, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm just, I'm frustrated hurt, confused, just everything. And just trying to stay alive. That's about it. Trying to stay alive.
Dig it.
He must have was
Now,
sick.
when you spoke to me last night, you said that you had like no idea about what was going on in regards to the situation. So what did you know or what didn't you know as far as what's going on?
So I got a really, really bad heart. Operates at 5%. So I was in a hospital when the police contacted me. And so it took me by surprise. So they asked if they could give the grandmother the number. I'm like, yeah, because, we had lost contact. So they gave her the number. So I continued talking to the police. Everything.
Don't start because he'll hear lying already.
Right. Hey, Kimberly, I just was going to ask you to pause it, but I was like, let me chill.
You seen that?
I was just about to say, yo, pause. First of all, now I'm sorry. I'm not going to get it on the father too bad, but I'm going to be talking about facts. I'm only going to respond to what he's saying, nothing else. You said you lost contact, sir. You didn't tell your people that she was even born. So what contact are we speaking about?
Talk about it.
Come on, what contact are we speaking about? And officers, I know you don't want to leave no rock unturned, but how you call somebody that don't even know? Go ahead, let's proceed.
In a common way, like, she's a straight A student. She sent me pictures of, like
pause.
Young pictures, like to where.
Pause. How he know?
Right? How do he know?
I'm sick already. We ain't even 15 minutes in, y'all. How you know? Because the grandmother sent him some paper or old report card. Was you able to see that yourself? Did you take it out of her hand?
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna try to chill.
He just started talking 60 seconds and lying.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, my baby's still okay,
The baby?
So
yeah, baby.
With Naziah and Naziah's mom, just briefly, okay, we had made an agreement when she was born that the grandmother would take care of her. Now, the grandmother needed full rights to be able to provide full care, So we both signed over our rights to the grandmother. I put my cell phone child support. Now, once you did that, I put my cell phone child support. I would still go over their birthdays, taking clothes, everything. When I had this procedure done to my heart, I didn't have a phone for a while because I was in the hospital. They put a defibrillator pacemaker in. I had to go to rehab to work, so I lost contact. When I got out of there, they had moved, so I couldn't get in contact with them. Now, forward 3 or 4, maybe 5 years later to now, however much time that was, now my daughter's missing. And that's when the police came down.
Okay.
So that's briefly.
Okay. Now, I want to say, without, I don't mean no disrespect by it, but without getting into too much your business, your personal business, I guess as deep as you want to go, why was it that you felt like you needed to give your rights up to her as opposed to raising her yourself if you knew
Mm.
that the mother was in whatever condition that she was in where she couldn't take care of her? Why didn't
Talk
you
about
take
it.
her?
All right. So, I made a decision, for one, without my wife knowing. See, I'm married, so I made a decision without my wife knowing, and her name is Chantel. Tail knew my position where I was in because we had worked together.
Did he just say his
And,
wife's name
we
on
had
it?
told the grandmother.
We say her name Chantel.
Did he just? You know what, y'all? I'm over for the night. I'm logging off.
Yo, this is too much.
Did he tell this woman, you don't tell her that you got a baby, but you give her name to the world? Yo, that's crazy. Oh, wow. Wow. That is so disheartening and careless to me. Oh,
Yes.
my God. You don't tell me you have a full human out here, but you give the internet my name?
Talk about it.
That's
Hey,
serious.
y'all. Let me see who pulling up.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you for coming up.
Chandra.
You know, Nitty up in the spot. What's up, lady? Thank you
Lady.
for coming back.
Right now, we listening to Naziah, so-called sperm donor, because he wasn't a father, but he's claiming all of these things. Y'all just sit back and listen because he just started talking and he been lying. Just listen.
They're talking crazy.
You know,
Ain't even been on 20.
situation. So, and I know people are gonna go
You gotta
ham or
take it
whatever,
slow.
but I tried to be as responsible as my mind at that time could take. And I didn't run. Everybody want to say something. Go get them other guys that ain't taking care of this and ain't taking care of that.
You ran, sir. Nobody knew she was yours. That's
it was
running.
only because
Kept their secret.
at that time in my mind I was trying to protect my wife's feelings without her even knowing.
So when you say you made a decision without your wife knowing, the decision was to give up custody of your daughter, or was it what was the decision?
To sign the rights over so the grandmother can do full, so she'll be able to provide anything that she needed as far as funding, state, whatever she might need.
So you made that decision without your wife. So do you feel like had you told your wife the situation, she would have what? Maybe convinced you to take her, or convinced you to do what you
know
did?
what? Now, when all this happened just now, I even apologized to my wife because I took away my wife's ability to, have her own feelings for the situation, and I knew that, and I had to have that conversation again with my wife.
Why did he hide his daughter from the wife? I just don't understand why he just ain't tell the wife, I'm going to give my daughter to her grandmother because I feel as though that's best for whatever reason. Why was it a secret?
What's her name again? The wife?
He said Chantel.
Chantel, this is Miss Me with that BS. If you out there, could you please come up on this platform? Because I need to know what really happened. What did you feel when you finally found out that he has a daughter? That daughter is missing and has been violated since the age of 12. We want to see, because guess what? I'm not saying he didn't do wrong. He did 100% wrong. But if you decided to be that type of woman to bring that child in the household, possibly she would still be here. Let's move on.
Oh, no, that's right.
Had I not done what I done, I know for sure this situation wouldn't have happened.
Don't start that crying.
It's tearing me apart because she would have had the two homes to go to,
right,
and a lot of stuff. But my background growing up, it wasn't. I mean, I think it's still, you got to understand, everybody don't make right decisions. Everybody just hear the story. Oh, he should have done this. I'm pretty sure you should have done some things too. Now, I'm just being upfront and truthful about what happened at that time. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
You know, and I want to, if somebody want to ask, fine.
He's deceased, Lou. He no longer, he's not alive.
I don't want to get away from me putting the information out here that I do know.
Okay, right.
You know, for the main reason we're here.
Yeah, most definitely.
But
I mean, that was.
I do think people deserve a background. Like, where's this guy been? Or what's
Yeah,
you know?
and that's what I was. That's what I wanted to ask you. Like, who are you? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people it seem to be forming an opinion. You know, not knowing whatever the situation may be. So I was just trying to give you a platform to speak your piece and say what you had to say as far as how you felt about the situation, and as well as about what you know, as far as going on, as far as I guess the you know, I guess the conditions of the family that she was living in, and you know all of that. So I mean, what beyond what I just asked you, would you like people to know about the situation, whether it be like I said about the family or you or what? What do you want the people to know?
I mean, I would take any questions if somebody want to ask. But as far as if we are moving forward to the grandmother of Naziah, I'm gonna move right forward.
Okay.
So,
now, before we do that, though, I do see one question that I want to address. Now, somebody asked, so did you cheat on your wife? Okay, and conceive Naziah?
Yeah, obviously, yep, yep.
So you had a baby on her. That's why
that is what it would be. Yeah, that is what it would be.
So you
that
did
was
that to basically protect her from knowing about her and gave her up to the grandmother. So at what point did she find out about
Because what's done in the dark gonna come to the light.
So for one, when you put yourself on child support, they come out. I didn't know that. So they came out, and you know, I came home from work one day and I had to have a conversation with my wife. And what had happened had been done already. And that's how my wife found out, and I had to deal with it. And
pause it, Kimbella. Pause it.
I had to deal with it.
Do we have anybody from Detroit in the chat? Because now what I want to know is, so, because that's not in every state. So he put himself on child support. Child support comes out to his home. Now, from what I'm gathering, he put himself on child support as Naziah was an infant. So again, that meant that the wife knew for a long time.
Why was child support coming out? Because he ain't make no payment?
No, they come out when you open a case, according to what he said. It's not like that in every state. Right. I didn't even know they did that.
Me either.
It's all paperwork, and the petitioner goes to court in the person that they suing. I didn't know they go to your house outside of being served.
Right.
Wow. So if we're gonna see if it's a timeline, if he did this when she was born, that means the wife knew about her for 13 years. And I'm not saying the wife should have took care of her, because that isn't the wife's responsibility. All I'm saying is, by him being a liar, and maybe if he was upfront, of course, number one, he gives the wife the choice to remain. And if she remains, then I guess they all raise Naziah together.
Oh yeah, Shaw Drake. She said, I think child support started off paper when her grandmom adopted her. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
They might have been coming to get him because he wasn't making no payment.
Right, because just because he put himself on child support don't mean he was up to par on the child support. Those records are public. I'm gonna need to find that out, see what his payment history was.
But also, Miss Me, you know, when they miss a payment and they marry, don't they go after the wife too?
If it's considered to be a communal state. I do not know if Detroit is.
She knew about that baby. I think she knew about that baby. Let's see what else he's talking about.
Let's see what else he's lying about. Go ahead, play.
Mm-hmm.
So now, you know, the one thing that was in the back of my mind, you know, as I was
shout out to 7 Mile too,
from some of the family of Lady, I guess that's her name, that's what y'all call her or whatnot. her history.
I call it Chantel.
Okay, Chantel.
I call it Taylor.
See if you can turn it up just a little bit,
I
Kimbella.
couldn't remember.
I think it's all the way up.
Okay.
Like what was she like when you were with her? If you could give us a window into that.
We worked together. You know, we did homes, and you know, she was really good at painting, drywall, and things like that. So I don't know if I was arguing at home or, you know, and I used to drink heavily, smoke weed and drink all day back then.
Oh, okay.
And was probably led to some of my conditions. So intoxicated, she was like a real cool person, like to work with, you know. And I guess, you know, under influence, one thing led to another, and the situation had happened. But Chantel was dibbling, dabbling with drugs back then. I believe it was like coke. I think it was cocaine. You know, she didn't do no pipes. I think it was just cocaine. But
did you ever use it with her?
Move that.
You ever used it with her?
Don't blame it on the weed.
No,
right.
No, I ain't even that type of cat.
Oh, you're not that type of cat.
And
you know, cheat and leave your child out there. That's the type of cat you want.
So, you know, it was kind of almost like a party lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what it was. Now, you know, as far as when I talk to the grandmother, this situation has gotten a lot worse. You know, now, Chantel, Chantel had a son before Naziah. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I think, and you know what? From the podcast, I don't know if I heard right, but Chantel might even be adopted to her mother. I don't even know. You know, now these are things that I did not know. I just did not know.
What?
You know.
So what are you trying to say that?
I don't understand. Adopted to her mother. I'm not understanding. Annette is her mother.
Is she?
That's the grandmother.
But did Annette adopt her mother? Is this an operation? Is this woman just fostering these kids for the money?
How can she foster her own child? She gave birth to Annette.
We know that, or that's what we just going with, because she said that's my daughter.
Oh, so you're saying that she got her from somewhere else?
That's what he's saying. He said she might be.
That's what I mean. That's what he. I guess that's what he's. Okay, I'm at the party.
He said for all he knows, her mom.
I done brought Kool-Aid and crab legs. I'm at the party.
Yep. So we don't know, because they said it's bigger than Naziah. So he's saying he don't know.
I see what you're saying. It's no proof that that's her biological child. I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other two kids, they like, because they said they all ran away when they were younger. You know, so this is what I'm saying. All this stuff, I didn't even know. There was no communication or relationship like that. You know, people make mistakes. People do things and they make mistakes, and you go on with your life. You know, and at that time, you do damage, and you have to learn and you grow. And you just have to keep going through life. And, you know, that's basically, you know, and that's...
None of them got remorse.
I hear
now. I was on my mind to ask you before you get into, your comments about the grandmother and whatnot. Like, so since you cheated on your wife and had Naziah,
the man ain't low, but he
kept that secret from her to protect her. Once you find out, she didn't say bring the baby home. Like, what was that? That was never.
That's what I asked.
As far as you,
you
know, after she found out.
Yep, it was always a conversation. It was always a conversation. Now that was one of the main reasons I was taking bikes, clothes, whatever that baby wanted over there, and that's, you know,
whatever that baby wanted.
There, because I was having conversations about
bikes and clothes, but yet she had to have a 42-year-old man for sanitary now.
To get, you know, to still be in the baby's life.
Okay,
you know,
be involved.
when you make a decision, when you make a decision, you just can't just automatically change it. Like, no,
Right.
Yeah. You just don't do that. So you show you could be there, and you show you could be responsible. And that's what I was doing. I was showing I could be responsible. I kept up my child support
Who
payments.
said
To
you
this
were
day, they're
going?
still going.
We
And
ride and die for Naziah out here. This shit is crazy.
And that's what it is. My wife is a very supportive person, you know, and it's nothing that it was nothing on her. None of this is on my wife at all. She's a beautiful, supporting person. And
well, if she was that supportive, you should have told her.
You know,
y'all could have saved this little girl.
Okay, so I guess with that being said, you can go forward with whatever the details is that you want to share about the family or the grandmother, the situation.
I think he's sick of him.
Whole view.
He's full of it.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like when I was in the hospital and she was queuing me in on everything, she was telling me like the baby never ran away. This has never happened before, and she was seen running with some kids. So, we're going to find her and we're going to bring her home.
For a minute, Kimbella.
I
want to make sure that
now my family
are taking note. Do y'all realize he's not saying her name? That hits hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
This little girl is missing. At this time, they don't know she's deceased, and you are not saying her name.
No, he said I used to take that baby, clothes, and
that's very prevalent because you don't even know her. So I don't think that there was an emotional bond for you to have a pet name for her, like most parents may have for their children, because the family said they call her Tuda, the grandmother called her gorgeous, glamorous. But you're saying that baby, the baby, this baby. You won't even say her name. That says a lot about you, sir.
Sure do. Sure do.
He's asking like, well, are they going to do a police conference? And I'm like, well, Mama said they were going to do a police conference. They're trying to schedule. It's going to be on this day. Now, mind you, this is like around.
But he calls a woman he don't know Mama. Y'all listening?
When we was having these conversations, and I'm like, okay, so it was just kept on like, we were going to do this. We're going to do this. She even said Chantel came down from Ohio to help pass out flyers. And when she had gotten there, I said, we were talking. I said, well, how's Tail doing? She said she's not doing too good about it. And I said, oh, okay. And I left it at that, because, I know what type of state Telly be in. So I left it at that. But she was helping look for, as far as I know, they was passing out flyers looking. So as time goes, it's just a whole bunch of, like, I would call her, call Mama, and I didn't want to bother her, but she was always be like, I'm tired, and yeah, baby, and she's always like she seemed like the perfect grandmother. Well, now I used to go over there, everything the house was immaculate, She was always working, trying to do something. The baby was happy, cooking, things like that. It was never and she's a God-fearing woman, so it was always like a good vibe. So I respected her with a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? So if she told me something, I really believed it. I would have never thought it would be so much shady stuff coming from her direction, And then they got twins. She has twins, they used to live with her.
What they got to do with what we talking about?
So now,
Miss Me, I don't know why he going left with it, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. What do this have to do with the situation?
She had twins. So what? She had custody of this. Oh my God. I done got mad and hot.
Oh.
I got mad. Oh,
I
even
guess
the
one of
computer
them don't. One of them don't. I don't know. I just know that's the part of the family that I don't.
So basically, you saying
So
all of that to say that the picture was painted perfectly in your eyes, and it looked like nothing was going wrong, or nothing was ever wrong in the
ever
situation.
wrong.
And when
Right.
this particular situation came about, they're telling you that this is something that never happened, and they weren't worried about it as if shit. They was expecting her to come back home anytime soon.
Right. No, correct. Now I want to say this. Now at this time they were dealing with DPS, that's the Detroit School System Police, right? So she had even explained that to me. So so eventually when I got out, I didn't want to keep talking to her, but
What's up, BJ?
I wanted more information. So I got out of the hospital. I wasn't even supposed to be walking. I'm on a medicine that keeps my heart pumping. I wasn't even supposed to be walking. I got nurses calling me because they was concerned because the police. And I'm out there, me, my wife passing out flyers, my sister, my son, my nephew. We out here passing out flyers. And I would stop over at Mom's house and try to get, direction of where I should go, what's going on. And she would just come out. She said, oh, yeah, we out passing them out earlier. And this and that. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We out there day and night. But every time we went, they were in the house. And then the twins, like, I know them. They never came out the house. So
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to pass it.
Over there. Or I was having a conversation with the grandmother. She said, I don't know why everybody want to ask where, Chantel got an older son. I think he's around 70, 18 now. They want to talk to him. I don't know why the police want to talk to him. He ain't got nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? It's just her attitudes started changing.
Okay, so now
I'm lost.
That, right, basically you said.
So I guess he's talking about the brother that I showed the other day.
Flags about
because he's older.
So Chantel is Naziah's mom name or his fiance or wife?
The mother of, his wife is Wait a minute, that do make sense.
See what I'm saying? I'm lost. He said, yeah, tell her, Chantel he said he got a son and talking about something. He don't got nothing to do with it. Who's she talking about?
Hold on. This is crazy. Who? So I guess that's
I did see somebody in the chat. That's the baby mom name he keeps dropping. So I guess that's Naziah's mom, Chantel.
Okay, thank you, y'all. Thank you. Because he got us all over the place. I didn't even got my seatbelt on.
Certain situations, and you probe them and ask them about it, and they act suspiciously, I guess to say, for lack of a better way to explain it.
Right. Now, when we were trying, I said, Mama, and after a while, I'm like, Mama, we done put these flyers up. All the kids that we talking to, they're saying they know her, but they ain't seen her in 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, well, that's about when the thing happened. It ain't nobody seeing her, but Mama telling me they seeing her running up and down the street. And I'm trying to keep calm. Now, after we go through, and I'm going to jump right back, DPS and the Detroit Police Department, they do have a certain procedure and protocol on how they do things. If it's a runaway, I think they treat the situation different than a missing person. I don't know. Now that all this came out, I think she was reported as a runaway. And I think that was set up like that. I really do. I really do think it was set up like a runaway for time purposes.
For time purposes.
Simply saying that because I asked Grandma, I said, now look, Ma,
time
I just want to ask a few more
meaning
questions.
That's the reason why she didn't report her until 24 hours before she actually ran away.
Now we was talking.
Because if she's listed, hold on. So what are you trying to say? If she was listed as a runaway, it gives them more time for them to go into action with looking for her. Instead of saying we think something happened to her and this might be bigger than a runaway, then they will go into action before 24 hours.
Again, I don't know Detroit. If somebody knows, I would think runaway, missing, it's a minor.
That's the thing for me.
Runaways, y'all know, end up being trafficked. Like
they only do that with adults. Wait 48 hours.
Right. And they
gotta
barely
tell
do it
nobody.
then. And nowadays, they barely, depending on the situation, they may not wait.
They didn't tell them it was no urgency in this matter.
Oh,
They
hold
waited
on,
till the next day.
Somebody, if anybody, hold on. I'm in Michigan. If any person applies for assistance, a child support case is open to pay for this assistance.
Oh, so if the grandma was getting food
stamps, so that's like most states. If a person go and ask for food stamps, Medicare, whatever, oh, where the father at? Oh, he over there on 96 and 3rd. Okay, so we're gonna go over there and talk to him. Okay, I get it. That makes sense. That's most states. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. BJ said, "Nah, the mom name they call her Lady, but her name not Chantel. It's another name. So who's Chantel?
It's saying right here that her name Chantel. I just googled it.
Naziah's mom name is Chantel.
Yeah, not saying that that's correct, but that's what they saying. I don't know. We just gonna call her Naziah mom.
Naziah mom, right? She was active
you
then.
Know, oh yeah,
when all this was going down.
She even went to the summer school classes and everything. So they had said that I pulled up. Well, a guy was at the school in a pickup truck, and Naziah.
Oh, hold on, pause. I know
the
principal has.
I know this man is not going to mention Joe. You know what, y'all? I might have to.
What did he say? Did he say somebody picked her up? No, wait. No, this too much. This too much for me.
This man is about to talk about Jarvis in this truck.
Did he say he picked her up in the bike pickup truck? Hold on, let me go back.
Run it back. Yeah, run it back.
Guy was. So they had said that I pulled up. Well, a guy was at the school in a pickup truck, and Naziah had went out there to the pickup truck, and the principal had supposedly went out there and said, "Who were you talking to who was that?" Naziah turned around and said, "This is my dad." So the lady was like, "Yo, there." So when she started walking towards,
you know what he's saying. You know what my favorite line is, Kimbella. Nigga, what?
Nigga, what?
What? Oh my God.
He said Naziah went to the truck.
You want to curse him out like, yo, when these cameras stop rolling, I'm coming over there, my God.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
So he didn't think to get out and go see who was picking her up?
Even if this was hearsay, hey, my God, I'm going to need you to stay away from my daughter's school, or I'm coming up here. And didn't I just say this the first night we were talking about it? Parents need to be vocal with folks, because there's people out preying on children that do not have support. People look at that.
Yeah, that's an easy target.
That's no different than you walking outside and see $100 bill on the floor. You're going to do a left and a right real quick. If you don't see nobody, what you going to do? Pick the money up.
Exactly.
It's the same concept. It's the same concept.
They said the guy pulled off. So the Naziah came back in. So I said, well, Mom, I didn't know where y'all lived at. She was like, yeah, because we moved. I said, well, ain't nobody called me. She was like, well, we tried to call, the number didn't go through. I said, Mama, I was in the hospital so long, I don't even know where that phone was. I said, so, and if anything, what happened, I will call you. She was like, I know, you're very respectful. So I'm not thinking of the conversation. So we still talking. I said, well, what did she say? She said she asked her, who was that? She said, she looked at her and said, that's my daddy, Nana. And she was like, that is not your dad. And that. So I think she said she started crying or whatever. And she said, we'll deal with this later. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, take his glasses off. This shit.
Now going back real quick. Now, mind, I told you when we got out, we was passing out.
Blue, you know I'm calm.
I would go over there and ask her what area should I go in. She was like, well, go down there to Chatsworth.
No, look at the man's face.
So I guess the back of the school sits on Chatsworth. I said, well, Mom, why would I go down there on Chatsworth? She was like, because that's when Naziah walked through the field and met with that guy at the truck.
Oh,
so she walked through the back of the school.
So he telling us the grandma knew. The grandma knew.
I can't do it, y'all. I got to go. I ain't gonna be
This
able
what he said.
I ain't gonna be able to hold this pressure. Are you serious? Are we really listening to this? And this man is now deceased. And oh my God, this is crazy.
This is crazy. Yes.
So once again, this reinforces nobody cared for her. For real.
Nobody cared about her. The grandma said,
I would have been in the cut when she came out to get, hey, where you going? What you doing here? With my back. Like,
and what's your name? Who are you coming to, pulling up at my daughter's school? I don't care
what your name is. I'm gonna use the bat, and then I'm gonna ask you what you doing here. Because first of all, you shouldn't be meeting no young girl in no cut. That's number one. Even if you are related to her, y'all need to be back there. If you got the right people around her and you're a respectful family member, you ask the person to put your name on that paper at the school and you go in the car line and pick the child up. Simple. That's it. And if the grandmother knew and you don't tell the authorities or the school, because they did say it was police officers in that school. Hey, I got this man coming to, talk to my granddaughter. Could y'all look out? Because I don't think something is right. But like BJ said, she out there getting menthol Newports and at the bingo hall and at the casino.
At the casino.
Crazy.
He says, "All right, little irking. You know what, BJ? Don't start your shit. Don't start."
Walk through the field. I'm trying to.
So you say all of that to say,
right?
The story that she was possibly dealing with somebody out of her age range and was not doing nothing about it.
Nah, I'm about to tell you some more stuff. I'm just.
Oh no, sir!
Now he got so much to say.
Now you want to come up here gossiping about the situation? Do you hear how he giving it to us?
He said, hold on, I'm going to go somewhere else with it.
For you. So now you getting the heat off you and you putting it on the people. But you are her father and a man, which was supposed to be her first male protector in her life. Sir, I'm sorry. God bless. You no longer with us. You full of shit, my guy. You full of shit.
You want to know what? These fathers need to step up. At the end of the day,
I need all my brothers to watch this shit right here and go the opposite way. For real. Because if you out here with your son or daughter like this, that's crazy. That's crazy. I need the fathers, the uncles, the grandfathers, all male counterparts in family need to watch this because he's not the only one treating children this way.
And she was easily influenced because she ain't have a man, a father figure in her life to let her know what's the proper way of being loved. She didn't have that.
And not only that, to Jarvis, he looked like a whole clown. Like, yo, I'm busting your daughter down and you ain't doing nothing about it.
Pulling up and you just sitting there.
That's sad. That is sad. You giving her Plan Bs and you stealing underwear. Oh my God, this is so sickening. It's worse than what I thought. He really pissed me off because he knew. I didn't know that. I heard bits and pieces of this. I didn't know he knew.
He knew. He's telling us right now. He knew.
If that was the case, I believe she was covering up for somebody. She didn't want them to get exposed.
What?
Now, as I listen to your podcast,
back it up, just a taste. Just a taste.
She knows. Yep, as she knows.
Look at his face. Like that.
If that was the case, I believe. Now I'm about to tell you some more stuff. I just wanted to give you that scenario. Now Naziah is smart.
Scenario.
Okay? If that was the case, I believe she was covering up for somebody. He didn't want them to get exposed. Now, as I listen to your podcast,
this over age
that she knows. Yep, that she knows, and they not her age. Now that I listen to your story, and it's like this guy who's one of the twins' boyfriend. You see what I'm saying? And this guy's supposed to have all this sexual misconduct junk and all this nasty stuff. Okay, you know, red flag.
Jarvis dude?
Yeah, I believe that's him.
You know that's him.
Because I don't know none of this. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So
no, you do know, sir. You are relaying the story right here. How you don't know? People that know be like, I don't know.
Now, before all this, me and mother,
he gotta like the way
he gotta like the. I ain't gonna lie, my smoke now probably would have been just like that.
You know, she said, well, I think Shan, one of the twins, her man would pick up the kids from school sometimes, take them up to his shop, and they would clean up and work up there, and she would go pick them up. So I'm thinking, like, well, maybe this is the guy she was protecting. This before I even know this guy was a pedophile.
Oh, my God.
You know, I'm like, okay, Ma, you know, we need to look into that. She was like, no, because he ain't with her no more, you know, or whatever that she might have to be, you know. So I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, but now I listen to your podcast and I'm putting two to two together. So your podcast, I listened to that last night, right?
Right.
BJ, you said he found this out later on after she went missing. Yes, he probably connected the dots after she went missing, but the signs was there. Like it was right in front of his face. He was just giving a blind eye because he thought this grandmom was this perfect woman who was going to look out for his daughter and not putting two and two together. They were showing them. They was telling them. Yeah,
that night I texted
little black girls.
The grandmother. I said, oh my God, I can't believe you. I said, twin, you know, like this shit really hurt. I said, y'all sick over there. I said, 7 kids, like 5 with this guy, 7. You know what I'm saying? But I asked Mama before I sent them texts, who is Jarvis? You know, this woman sat up there and act like she ain't know who he was, and then was like, that's him, boyfriend.
Wait a minute.
Is that the one that got in custody?
No, he did not say.
Soundboy on us? Did we just get
like,
soundboy?
And then was like, that's him, boyfriend.
This is too much. Look at his face. Like, what do you mean? She said she didn't know Jarvis.
Y'all got me crying.
I said, well, is that the one that got in custody? She was like, look, her voice got real uppity then. She was like, look, I'm not saying nothing. The police say people gonna say things. When you get out here, they're gonna, and don't believe them until they come back and tell you what's what. But I've been asking you the truth about these situations, and you haven't been truthful not once. You know what I'm saying? Now she go back and tell the police, my daughter has been running away. But you tell me she has never done it before.
And that's what she testified and said
it's
too.
So many things that's not added up.
No problem.
And that's the thing that I'm hearing from a lot of people as far as, and I'm not here to throw nobody under the bus. I'm just discussing the things that I've heard and things that that I see. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are saying that the story from the story from the person that it's coming from is switching up, like, you know, left and right, up and down. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And so when I'm given the information that I'm heard, it may, I mean, that I'm being told, it may sound like my shit is up, down, left, and right. You know what I mean? But
right, but I mean, coming from the grandmother, man, this should be on point. Period.
And I'm gonna say this. You know, I actually obtained a contact number for the grandmother, and I called her not long ago, less than 2 hours ago. And I reached out to her, you know, respectfully, and said, you know, I'm Mark D from Selmar Radio. I'm a citizen journalist. I have a independent media outlet, and you know, I've been kind of covering the story over the last couple of days, and I wanted to reach out to you to see if you wanted to have a conversation and share your piece on what's going on. You know, I mean, I'm unbiased. I'm not the police. I'm not, you know, I'm a citizen journalist. I'm not even the mainstream terrestrial news corporate outlet. You know what I mean? So I was just giving her a platform to, you know, to speak. And
Oh, David Xavier, I'm sorry. We're not laughing at the situation at all because there's nothing funny about it. So I don't know when you came in, but yeah, we ain't taking this lightly at all. So
No, not at all.
Me personally, just a little. I don't know if it was worried, disgruntled, or whatnot, but she declined my offer to speak and got off the phone real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. She ain't trying to deal with none of this, man. I'm telling you. That's why I didn't even want to ask her questions because her demeanor was off. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to respect her. She has always been, when you say grandmother, I'm talking like a respectable person. I don't even know what all this stuff, all the adoptions and all this stuff. It didn't even seem like that was in that category. It's like she's been adopted.
From what I hear, you know, the grandmother, and I don't know how true it is, right? But two other people is telling me they don't know how she ended up with not only your kids, but the other 7 kids that's under the age of 10 that's in the house right now because she, in fact, lost her kids to CPS when they were younger. Her 5 kids, they all ran away or something like that. But that's just a story that I'm told. So
Right. Oh my God.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, I really just wanted to, like I said, hear, you know.
Well, he done had enough of him.
You know what I'm saying? See, you know, how you was doing and give you a platform to speak and ask you a couple of questions.
Skip the BS and put everybody at the BS. BS. All I spit is FACT.